Alright, hello. So this could be a test tech profile. Probably gonna be the first one on my channel. Don't know how it'll turn out, but it's a starting point, I guess. So today we're gonna be profiling my Dal Segno deck. It's based on Hazuki, which isn't the most beta of builds, but it's a fun deck, and we'll see how it goes. So first, for level zeros, you play 3 of the Clock Bomb Hazukis. He also has a second effect where you can pay out 1 stock to give one of your Kazana Island characters plus 1500 power, which is relevant sometimes in niche situations, and you could use it to pay out stock at 0, I guess. And then next we play 3 of the Noiri Global 5s. So this is the main plussing engine of the deck, probably. Global 500 to all your characters, and you can pay to rest it and salvage a character in your waiting room whose level equal to X, where X equals to the number of cards in your memory. And you can salvage any level below that. And 2 of this other Zozo Noiri. So basically, it's 2 effects. First one is on play. When you play it from your hand, you mill 2 cards from your deck. If you hit a climax, you can mill 1 card from your opponent's deck and then put a card from their waiting room back on top of their deck. So it has milling utility, but you mainly use it for the second effect, which is when it gets reversed, pay 1 stock, clock yourself 1 damage, and you can salvage a character in your waiting room and send her to memory. So she's memory fodder, but you don't want to play too many of her because she is on reverse, so it is a bit slow, and some people like to side her, which makes you crash into their characters, leaving an open slot. So just 2 is fine, I think. And 2 of these Himari runners. So at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can move this card to the center slot position on your stage. And her second effect is when she attacks, you can mill 1 card from the top card of your deck if you have 1 or less other characters. If you mill a level 0, you can play it to the back row. So she has RNG plus factor, I guess, and she's kind of weak. So I mean, like, if your opponent can cover 2 rows, they can usually kill her. You can play the free runner from the first couple DC sets if you want, but I don't have them, so playing her. And she's also on trait. So 2 of these Brainstorms. They're also a global 500 if you have 5 or more cards in stock, which is pretty often with this deck since you're playing the Himari combo at level 1. And then she's a clock swap Brainstormer. You can play the Search Brainstorm if you want, but I like this one better because it only taps herself, and your 1/1 has to tap 2 characters to send itself to stock. So a lot of times, like, if you have this and this card in the back row, you will be using one of them to tap for their effect. Say you want to pay 2 and salvage with this, then you can rest with this and 1/1 to put it into stock and get your 1/0 out. 2 of these level 0 Ames. She's just a 2/5 beat stick, and when she gets reversed, you reveal the top card of your library. And if it's a Kazana Island character, she goes to memory, so she's just more memory fodder. And memory is kind of important in this deck, so because of the global 5, so you want to get consistent. And she's just a good beat stick, since this deck is lacking some. And 2 of these Himaris, or not Himaris, sorry, Hazukis. On play, you can discard 1 card from your hand and take a character, like Kazana Island character, from your clock back to your hand, and then clock yourself 1 damage. So clock swap with the discard, and then you can pay 1 stock, send her to memory, and look up to top 4 cards from your deck and take a Kazana Island. So she's also memory fodder and like kind of a Katsuki and hand fix effect. So really good card. I don't know why, but I only found 2, so I'm playing 2. You could try playing more of these. It's good, but 2's doing okay. You can salvage her with the global 5 at almost any point anyways if you don't have her. So level 1s, we play the Hazuki package. So 4 of the 1/0s and 4 of the 1/1s. So what the 1/0 does is climax combo with the gold bar trigger, this climax. She chooses herself and another character, and they get the effect for the turn. When they attack, check the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher character, you may send that character to stock. And then if she's rested during your encore phase, you can send her to a waiting room and change into this 1/1 Hazuki. And this 1/1 Hazuki during your opponent's turn only gets 500 per every other Kazana Island character. So she gets really big, and she's kind of the wall of the deck, but she gets wrecked by level 1 Suiciders. And during your turn, this 1/1 Hazuki, you can rest her, and another character on your stage. Well, rest 2 characters, but usually you want to rest her since you're getting rid of her. And then she sends herself to stock and then summons the 1/0 from your waiting room. So you can kind of create a loop. Like for if you have this and what's the brainstorm? Like if you have these, like you tap one of them and herself to send this to stock, and then you can pay out with your other back row, and then you have a guaranteed change target for the 1/0 that you summon. So it's pretty decent, but this combo doesn't get you any hand advantage, it just gets you stock. That's why you need these back rows to plus most of the time. Next, play 2 of the 1/0 Himari counters, just a 2k backup. Some people like playing 3 of these. I've never had problems with just 2, but up to you. And 1 Creek event, it's on play you can draw 2 cards and then choose 2 cards from your hand and put it to the top of your deck. Generally you don't use it during the early game unless your hand's really bad, but it's good in the late game because it can draw you into your money counters and set up your Nori restander, because I'm playing that for level 3. And then for level 2s, you play 3 of these Hazuki. So it's a 2/1, and if your opponent has 3 or less CXs in their waiting room, it becomes a level 1 in hand. So you can play at level 1 for 1 stock, and then if your opponent chooses to front attack this, you can pay 2 stock, remove this on the field to memory, and send the Hazuki Clock Bomb from your waiting room to your memory. And you can play the level 3 Hazuki, which I'll find here. So this Hazuki from your hand onto your stage. So she's like a changer. I could get her level 1, which is a pretty big threat. And most people don't really know how to play around this. You don't even have to have the level 3 most of the time. Like, half the time I just bluff the level 3. And most people will choose to side attack this because like they're really scared of level 1 coming out. A level 3 coming out at level 1. And then if they side, you're level 2. So it's a -2 soul lane, which makes it really strong. You can cut it down to 2. I like 3, it's kind of consistent. There's sometimes clog issues with it, so 2 I think is okay as well. It's mostly just for fun changer. It's not that good, I guess. And 1 copy of this, so it's assist plus 1500 to all your Kazana islands in front, and you can pay 2, rest it, to take a card from your clock back to your hand and take 1 damage. So she's pretty good. Better than a level assist. Power creeped, I guess. 1 of this 2/1 Ame. So she needs cards in memory. If you have 2 or more cards in memory, she gets the effect when she attacks your opponent's character. She gets power equals to X 2000, where X equals to the level. So she's a pseudo level 3 killer, I guess. If she attacks a level 3 with 2 cards in memory, she gets plus 6000, so she's 13, which is pretty respectable. And when she reverses, I believe it was a level 2 or higher character, you can pay 1 stock and then draw 1 card. And since this deck generates a lot of stock, the 1 stock plus off this is pretty decent as well. And then 1 copy of this anti-change. It's just an anti-change stat counter. Good to have. 2 money counters, because anti-damage wins games, you know. For level 3s, we play 3 of the... What was her name? I don't remember her name. Well, I call it Chuni, because she has a Chuni trait. But you play 3 of this. On play, you can draw 2, discard 1 card. And if all the cards at your level are Kazana Island characters, which is going to be like most of the time, unless you level with event, or God forbid a climax, she gets another 1k power. So she's 10-5 base practically, and on climax combo with the Pants climax, you can pay 1 stock, choose her and another character to get 2500 power for the turn, and the ability when they reverse the opponent's character in battle, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the waiting room and burn X, where X equals to the number of climax cards milled. So she's your finisher. A bit stock heavy, but this deck usually should be fine for stock. The cantrip is really nice, draws you into maybe more level 3s or your anti-damage. Pretty solid card. And then 2 copies of the Hazuki, that's early playable from the 2-1 changer. She's just a healer pretty much, and if you have 2 or more cards in memory when she attacks, they can't back up, and she gets 1500 power permanently, which is pretty good. Oversized level 3 healer. And then 2 of these Nori restanders. So on the turn they're played, they get effect. When they reverse opponent's character, you can mill 1 card from your library to the waiting room, and if you mill Soul Trigger, she gets to restand, and she gets 500 per every other Kazana Island character you have. So pretty big size, pretty free. You can set her up with the Creek event, this event. So it's pretty good. And even if you don't, you play a bunch of Soul Triggers in your deck, like all your climaxes, or sorry, no, half your climaxes, so not the gold bars, are Soul Triggers, and you play a decent amount of level 2s, so it's just pretty decent, I guess. And climaxes, obviously you play the 4 gold bar, and 4 of the Pets trigger. So how the deck operates, basically you try to generate stock with your level 1 combo, and then you use your back rows like I showed earlier to generate hand advantage. The deck does struggle against, like, if your opponent fields a ton of level 1 Suiciders, you do lose your 1/1s, so that's pretty bad. But against most decks, like, if you have a full field, like, say you can set up 3 of these, and they're going to be rested because it's your opponent's turn, and then you have these 2 in the back row. Like, this is a global 5, and you probably have 5 or more stock at this point, so this is another global 5. And these get 500 per other character. So these are going to be 9,000 power, and if you have like a 2k backup at hand, like, they can't get over these unless they have Suiciders or some really overpumped level 1. I don't know. Yeah. But you want to try to keep these alive as much as possible, because if they live on your turn, they can change back into 1/0, and you can get more stock if you have a climax. And, like, you're going to have the climax most of the time, because you play gold bars, which adds it to your hand, and you play Pants triggers, which can salvage it from the waiting room. The deck does have issues hitting over stuff though, because, like, these are 4k base, and then on your turn these are 6k base. So I guess this kind of hits 8k if you play a 1k1 and have these 2 back row, but it's still not that big, and sometimes you don't want to risk it, so you'll be siding a lot with this deck. But most of the time it's fine, and you get lots of compression. And that's how you want to play level 1. And level 3 should be telegraphed. You want to get your... Generally, your level 3 field should look something like this. You have 2 of these, and then you have the 1 Nori. And then if you have the Creek, you can set it up for guaranteed. If not, then, well, up to luck, I guess. So you can consider playing more Creek, but I don't find Creek to be that good in the early game, because it is a inherent neg 1, and this deck already has hand size issues, since you're plussing through your Brainstorm and this tap salvage card. Yeah. And that's it, I think.